Thank you, Chair. At our committee meeting, this Bill 63 was to basically set our nonprofit grant and aid committees to the 1.5 in which we've done for the last 12 years. In our code, it says $1 million, but the administration over the last 12 years has always given 1.5. During that conversation, I kind of put it out there if we saw how much ask and need was out in the community, and Ms. Villegas hit the nail on the head when this particular ask was upwards of $4 million. And so, as I mentioned earlier, former Mayor Billy Kinoy says, Sue, sometimes you just got to swing for the fence. So what this communication does is actually take it up to $2.5 million, which is still half of what we were requested of just in this grant cycle. Again, it would take effect in the 2021 cycle and would impact the nonprofit applications going into that fiscal year. I believe it does take does provide some assurances where the administration can plan for it. We're looking at a $583 million budget this year. This is something that has not been touched for over 12 years. And as I mentioned in committee, these nonprofit grant and aids help the most vulnerable of our community, but it was also shared by Ms. Eoff and even Ms. David and even Ms. Villegas that they end up saving some money in the long run. So with that, I am hoping I can get the rest of my colleagues' support to demonstrate to these nonprofits that we are really trying to help. And I think our budget can handle $1 million more to these nonprofits that serve the most vulnerable in our community. I yield.
And I'm supporting this because it's been 12 years and the cost of doing services for this island has increased, and we have not made that increase. You look at Special Olympics, for example. They come in, as our special needs kids. We don't have at Parks and Recreation, we don't have, activities for them and at those facilities to participate in. So you have an outside agency like Special Olympics that comes in and takes care of that population. And that we save a lot of money. We do, indeed, a lot of money with having these agencies out here taking care of some of the things that we should be taking care of. So I agree with this, and I'm supporting it, so I'll yield at this time.
I'd also like to support this increase. Since 2004, when I worked as a staff person in the county council, I actually staffed the ad hoc committee every year, I think, and then served on it every year until last year. And it's always so painful to have to cut back on the amount that we're able to fund organizations that are doing great work. And although we've been, helpful, I think our help can be more meaningful if we can fund in a little bit more realistic capacity.
I, too, right off the bat, support this, set on grant and aid. And I think, not this past year, but previous year, I remember Councilwoman David was closer to $6 million request. So even more of a reason.
Huge gratitude. Thanks for swinging, Sue. If you're swinging, I'll be ducking. I don't want to be that fence. Thanks for going big on this one. I appreciate it. I also agree with the what I see as the truth in the matter here is that providing resources to the organizations that we often rely on to collaborate with for issues like childcare or chronic homeless or just a lot of the different issues that we're facing as a county provides us this opportunity to show that support. It also provides an opportunity to create a new paradigm of government giving back